Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be predicting what we think, or what I think, will be coming in the new DLC that's just around the corner. Now, I'm going to put this in a tier list, S tier being what I think will most likely come, to D tier I still think will come, but will be the least likely to come in this DLC. Now the thing is, with this type of content I can just put out so many cars that, you know, and then in the next video say I was right about a few. I could put out 100 cars in this video, and in the next video I'll be like, I was right on 10 of them. Yeah, that's because you did 100. But no, I'm gonna guess cars I only think are actually gonna come out. Hopefully you enjoy. The Mercedes GT3 4-door. Now, we already have the Schlagen GT in the game. That looks really nice. A lot of people have multiple of them, including me. So it doesn't seem unlikely that they'd bring the GT 4-door, since that they'll actually bring a lot more 4-door cars or sedans. And this is a great alternative. They can make it look like the Schlagen GT, but a bit bulkier, like in every area. And I think a lot of people would buy this. I'm going to put this at D tier. Yeah, this car's had a lot of notoriety. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people like it. But then why haven't they brought it in the last DLC or the DLC before that? So yeah, it's going at D tier. Now, as some of you may know, in this new DLC there's leaks of being an IAA agent and you being able to play as them. So we might get an actual themed car. We might get an undercover agent vehicle. Now, the Durango is not a bad shout. The Durango and the Ford Ranger are, you know, I can see it coming in this DLC. And these two vehicles are predicted from the theme of the actual DLC. Not only that, I think a lot of people want it in the game. I think Rockstar knows that as well. In nearly every GTA RP, they have the Ranger as a cop car. But yeah, I'm going to put this at C tier. It's a lot of predicting here. And this is also another car that should have been out a long time ago. These vehicles are old models and they're not in the game. I actually bring these new SUVs. The M8 competition. Now, this is a lot like the AMG GT 4-door. I feel like both of them get the same amount of liking. Maybe the M8 a bit more. They've both been out for a while. But the M8, for some reason, I've got a hint that it may come. And I'm going to put this one at A tier, because now with GTA working on some, you know, newer BMWs like the Cypher, bringing newer BMW models, the M8 doesn't seem that far off. The McLaren Speedtail. Now, this is definitely one of those cars that looks questionable, but it has a purpose. Now, I'm going to put this at D tier because it's one of those cars where, do I think that Rockstar are going to put this car in the game, which is focused on top speed, and then not make it like as fast as the HSW cars? I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's why I'm putting it right at the bottom at D tier, because it's just, even if they bring it out, they're going to have to make it a HSW car straight away. And if they don't, there's going to be the Arbiter, which will beat this at top speed. Now, the Porsche Panamera Cross Turismo, or the Porsche Panamera Sports Turismo. The Sports Turismo is the petrol version, which is such a nice looking car. And the Cross Turismo looks very similar, and it's electric version, and in my opinion the best looking electric car out there. Now, the reason this is on the list is because GTA have used Porsches in the past, nearly identical Porsches, and Porsche retweeted it, so they're fine with entities just copying what they're doing, just copying their cars and posting it in a game. Now, I don't know how well their ease of copyright is. When I was actually searching for images on their website, they've got PNG images, so they've got their Porsche with completely rubbed out background for you to put a Porsche in your picture wherever you want. It seems like they're so open to copyright. And recently we've had the Comet S2, then we had the Astron, and they both look nearly identical to actual Porsches. So I'm not going to be surprised if they bring the Porsche Panamera Cross Turismo or the Sports Turismo. And I'm going to put this at A tier because it seems, yeah, like I said, it seems like they're bringing out a lot of Porsches. Now, the Koenigsegg Jesko and Panamera, I'm going to put this side by side because I don't think they're going to bring both into the game. It is time for a new Koenigsegg, but I don't think they're going to put two at the same time in the game. Again, very surprising that they've not already brought these out. I'm surprised with the Jesko they've not already brought it out. But the Panamera is a very unique supercar with 4 doors, not 4 doors, but 4 seats. And if GTA were going to do it, they'd probably do a 4-door version instead of 1 door with accessing 2 seats. It seems likely, but I'm going to put this at C tier because Rockstar seem to be holding it back when it comes to Koenigsegg's. Now, the Camaro ZL1, like why is this already not in the game? It's a fan favorite. A lot of people love this car. A lot of people would like it in the game. I'm surprised it's not in the game with all the competitors that are already in the game. And the fact they had the older Camaro, they don't have a newer one. I actually strongly believe that they have to bring it out this time. I'm going to put it at A tier. I'm not 100% confident that they're going to actually bring it because, again, it comes to the same thing again. Why have they not already added it to the game? But yeah, A tier seems like the correct place to put this one. Now, the Land Rover Defender. Now, I know these are very desired right now. And I would say I'll put this in the class of off-road vehicles, that GTA would bring in. It's a very nice looking off-road vehicle, and I see like lots of modifications you can actually add to this, like the Baller ST. This can look a lot more aggressive, can be the V8 version, and it seems if they were ever going to add it, they'd add it in this DLC. This is the right DLC to add it in, but I'm still going to put this at D tier. I don't really have a reason to put it in D tier, just the fact that it doesn't seem like a car that would be added to GTA. It just look at it, it doesn't seem like the right kind of car. Now the Lotus Aveo. Now the reason I put this car on the list is not only the popularity, the amount of people that like this car, and the fact that, you know, this can be one of the higher end cars that cost around 3 million that GTA had. That wouldn't be surprising, but the fact that they can just literally copy and paste the handling of the Cyclone 2 and it'll be okay. It will be fine, because they've done that with a lot of electric cars in the game. Not the handling in particular, but the speed, the acceleration, the deceleration. And yeah, the Lotus Aveo, I think it could be very likely. I'm going to put it at B tier. Seems like an easy platform for GTA to work on, and it will get a lot of buyers. The NSX. The NSX, a car that probably should have been added on the tuners. You know, it's definitely come across a lot of people's minds working at Rockstar that, you know, they should probably add the NSX. How would they make the NSX? The NSX is one of those, it's very distinguishable. So if Rockstar had to make this car, you know, they have to make it really close to the actual NSX. Otherwise, it's going to look like a completely different car. But Rockstar always work that out. I'm going to put this at B tier. And yeah, I'm not going to keep repeating myself of, you know, this should already be in the game. And that's, yeah, it's basically the reason it's not any higher. Now, the Cadillac Ct5. I think this is a really good looking car. The VSTR is quite similar, and that's probably why this won't be as likely to come. I'm actually still scoring it quite high, as I said before, the IIA agent, and it seems like an agent type of car to drive. And this is one of those cars that, like, if I lived in America, I'd very heavily consider. Like, it looks really nice, it's got stupid power, it sounds good, it's 4 doors, got everything. But yeah, it's the least likely kind of car that they'd bring. So yeah, I'm going to put it at D. Now, 2022 Fairlady Z, I know tuners have been, and it's kind of a JDM car. It seems like they brought in too many JDM cars, but I actually think that this is very highly likely to come. It came in Gran Turismo 7. I'm going to actually put this at S tier. I just think it's the perfect car for them to add, and the perfect car for them to manipulate and make it look different, but the same, you know, how Rockstar work their magic. This one's one really I'm more hoping for. With the amount of press it's had, the amount of attention, the amount of people that are not even into BMWs that actually like this car. I thought, you know, Rockstar might combine popularity and just put it in the game. So I'm hoping they do, but I'm going to put this at D tier because too good to be true, I think. It'll be very nice to see. The Audi E-Tron Gt, a car that, you know, can also have the same handling as the Cyclone 2 and the speed. And they have added an e-tron, just the SUV e-tron, that looks really close to the real life one. So maybe they can add this to the game. I'm going to put this at B tier, high up on the list. And it's probably time for them to add a sports / supercar from Audi. The Rivian and the Hummer EV. Again, I'm putting these side by side because I don't think they would both come out in the same update. But one of these have to come out, right? 2 more cars that have had so much notoriety. And yeah, they're kind of ahead of their EV kind of game. They actually have good use case. If I was to pick, I'd say the Hummer EV would probably be more likely. But I'm going to put this very high, actually. I'm going to put this at A tier. I thought they were going to bring this out in the last DLC, but they didn't. Maybe in this one. Maybe in this one. Since the game was released, the Oracle's been around, the Oracle XS been around, 2 luxury BMWs. But we've never had anything else after that. We've had the Rebel GTS, which is luxury, but it's an SUV. But we've never had anything in the sedan range, and it'll be nice to have the 7 Series. And, you know, this has been very controversial. I don't really like the looks of it. Yeah, but I don't think it's that likely. I'm going to put this at D tier. That's it, guys. And if there's any cars that you think are going to come in this DLC, but I've not put on this list, please let me know. Comment in the comment section how likely you think it would actually come in the game. Hopefully you enjoy. See you guys in the next one.